Good morning, everyone. My name is Diya Gupta, a student of class 12th. Today's topic of discussion is poverty. So, the first question, what is poverty? I define poverty using two images. If you were familiar with this topic, you would surely find me foolish to show such lavish images in front of a topic that is so poor. That is not your problem. You would surely be expecting a woman begging on the streets. You were surely expecting a garbage environment. You would surely be expecting needy and helpless faces. This is how we and the whole world is defining poverty as those people who have less money, as those who can't afford the basic necessities of life. But think, is poverty only financial concept? Is it only that less money is equal to poverty? Yes, the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of poverty is money. But just think, what would be the cost of a discrimination free environment? What would be the cost of an environment where women and men are equally respected? What is the cost of the environment wherein there is clean drinking water, there is fresh air? What is the cost of good sleep? You would surely not get any answer. Neither 10,000, 5,000, 1 crore, 1 million, 1 lakh, no answers you'll get. But still then, why do poor people get deprived of these things? The answer is separation. We have created a wall between us and the poor people. Not only us, but the whole world is doing it. The whole world is divided using a poverty line. People are measuring poverty as if it is an object. Just see this image. You will see that how the rich are exploiting the poor. They want to lower down the poverty line so that the person who was already poor comes above it. And if he comes above this line, no one would help him and his state would remain the same as it was years back. Okay, so now the question arises that why poverty? Why does poverty even arise? So the first main thing that makes poverty inevitable is inflation. Inflation, the prices of the products have increasing at any rate. Even the prices of the basic necessities like your salt, your sugar, your bread, your wheat, they have increased. And in such a scenario, you cannot expect a man who's merely earning like 100 rupee or 50 rupee to survive. Not even he will not be able to meet his basic necessities in this scenario. So the second most important reason of poverty is population explosion. You see in the first picture how the people are falling, dying, fighting with each other to live on the land. You can see in the second figure that how the population is increasing and is expected to increase by 2025. And this figure only shows you the urban population. What about the rural? Your concept is that the resources are this much and the people to use those resources are this. So there is always an chance that there will be someone who is rich and there will be someone who is poor. We can't expect equality in such cases. So this human explosion has now adversely impacted what is called as employment. There is one job and the applicants are thousands. Everyone wants a competitive salary. Everyone wants a good livelihood. in this case, when some of the people who are poor or who are illiterate, they are devoid of opportunities, they get left behind. Even in the workplace, we see there is a lot of discrimination amongst men and women, amongst various religions. And when these people are rejected, they again form a group or as poor. Just see in this image, you will see that there are lots and lots of people who have great ideas with them, but there's nobody to invest in their ideas because of the increasing competition that is prevailing in today's environment. And when they're rejected, they continue to live the same life in poverty, and this poverty gets on passed from generations to generations. So now we've talked about unemployment, population explosion, and inflation. But why? Why does this population explosion and all occur? This is because of a simple reason called as income inequality. So income inequality is the cause of all these things. So what is income inequality? Income inequality means that this rich man is consuming such a large amount of the pie that what is left for the thousands of people behind him is just an insignificant amount. And in this insignificant amount, everyone wants to have it. Everyone wants food to live. So all of them, they compete, they fight with each other for getting this pie. So population explosion. There's a general mentality that more the amount of people in the family, more the income. So it leads to population explosion. More the population, more lesser will be the resources, and lesser the resources, more will be unemployment, and more will be inflation. Now, if you see from another point of view, you will see that income inequality has also a positive impact. So, if there's no income inequality, there will be no motivation to work hard. This rich man who is getting a large portion from the pie would have worked hard to get this portion. This portion will motivate him further to work more harder, and it will motivate the poor people to work hard, more efficient, to be able to get the same large portion. So now, amidst this scenario, do we find the government to play any role in poverty? Yes, there is some role that the government plays. There are many programs that the government provides us, such as the Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, the Rural Employment Generation Program, MG Narega. No doubt they're providing excellent employment opportunities to the poor, but where are they providing such opportunities? Thousands of rural poor are migrating to urban areas for employment. You see that government introduced government schools and government hospitals, but do you see the condition of these hospitals and schools? See the school. Do you think any child will be motivated to learn here? Education creates innovative minds, but in this environment, do you think a child will develop creativity? Will he be able to become a better person in his life? Now, see this hospital. Will any patient be willing to get treated in this hospital? Will he be motivated to live seeing the scenario of the hospital? Is there enough facility that the government provides in these hospitals? I guess no. See, the infrastructure facilities, the roads are eroded, there is dust all around. The environment is not at all eco-friendly. It is not at all healthy. People living in these slums are poor, not for money, but for unhealthy environment, unhealthy hygiene, and sanitation. They die not of hunger, but of the environment that surrounds them. And this creates poverty. You would be wondering that in such a crisis, I have not mentioned women. Don't worry, they're the next. Women have been facing discrimination everywhere, and even if they face discrimination in poverty as well. Women contribute 49.6% share in world population, and amongst them, 55% are poor. You see, we have wasted half of our human capital, and that's the biggest mistake we're doing, and we don't recognize it. Women are facing discrimination at workplace, in the wage pattern. You see the enrollment ratio, the dropout ratios, they are really demotivating. Women are considered not a human being, they're considered just a domestic help. And therefore, poverty is not around us. Poverty is here in our mind, in our values, and we need to change our attitude towards money. So now I will tell you how poverty. Now I will tell you how poverty has extended its branches to it has extended its branches to a very sensitive concept known as racism. And for proving this, I can give you a live example. Just see. So see, in every picture, you will find a black person. You'll not find even a single person who is white. And here, you see, this person who is giving food and money to the poor person is white, which shows that only white are rich and the blacks are poor. So I think this proof was enough to show you that how far the poverty has gone. But do you think that poverty is that you are poor because of external forces, because of the government, because of the unemployment rate, because of the population explosion? Not really. This is not the case. You are poor because you are poor. There is no one whom you can blame for your condition. I'll tell you the whole cycle of poverty. So, low income leads to low savings. Low savings lead to low investment. Low investment leads to lower economic growth. And again, low income. Low income leads to low level of education and health, which further leads to low level of human capital, which further leads to lower productivity, and again low income. So poverty is this whole trap, which if you're caught, you can't come out if you are not taking your own stance. Do you know around 1.85 billion people, or 36% of the world's population, is living in extreme poverty? Nearly half the population in developing countries live on less than $1.25 a day. So, do you think being dependent on some a rich person, on a philanthropist, is fine? There are only a few hundred or maybe 200 people who can help you. But can that make a difference to a billion of poor people? No. This only widens the gap between the rich and the poor, because what they donate is only money that tempts you to be rich and cry on your situation. It is not helping you in any way. It is only locking you more inside this trap. On one hand, the people of one land are mocking the people of another land. It is only an advertisement they are doing. Don't fully depend on them for your condition. You have to stand for yourself, because everyone is selfish, and it is you who have to take care of yourself and your loved ones. Do you know that 21,000 children die every day because of hunger? Like, that is one child every 4 seconds. We're reading is just as a figure, but do we understand the impact of this on the family of that child? Do you see? This is a negative externality of poverty. This pushes the family more into poverty because they're so sad, they feel helpless, and they feel needy, and this drives them into poverty. That drives them to undertake criminal activities because they want to feed their child to stay alive. They can't let their child die like anything just because of food. So don't you think this situation needs to be tackled with utmost sincerity? And if you do think, just see, only 1.4 billion people are in poverty, but there are 7 billion of us who can help them. So the next time you go out of your house, please don't laugh at anyone because of his because of the less income he earns. Just go and make him your friend. Even one friend you make a week, you can help to solve this problem. Just go to that friend, talk to him, motivate him, tell him the ways opportunities he has to grow. Tell him to look back to the history. Give him examples of Newton, C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhar, who broke the limits of imaginations and broke all human limitations. Motivate him to imagine the impossible. Hardships are in everyone's life, but it is you who have to tackle it. From I gave you a suggestion, and to that friend of yours, that every day just once or just 1 minute, just repeat the 4 rules that Dr. Abdul Kalam had told. Just repeat. I have a great aim. I will continuously acquire knowledge. I will persevere, and I will do hard work and succeed. The problem should not become your captain. You should become their captain and overcome your fears. Don't blame it on your destiny or your poverty. I know this is little difficult to tackle poverty, which is spread worldwide, but according to Mahatma Gandhi, you have to be the change that you want to see in the world. It will start from you. Make a friend every week. Motivate him, and you'll see what a great change you can do. Together, we'll all become more human. Together, we can solve this problem. Thank you so much. And I wish you a good life and that your friend.